Hi all, thanks for joining me again today. I know, a la natural. Couldn't be bothered doing the makeup. It's late at night and I've lost my glasses. Just realised I hadn't done my forwarding video. So, back on with our series of our beginner-friendly journal using our 6x6 small paper pad. So, in this week, we are playing with serviettes to go in there so that we're decorating some of these smaller envelopes, playing around with serviettes, and then we're playing around with serviettes. You know, the plain part of the serviette, once we undo it, we're stamping, we're attaching those ones, and then we've got one of our other pockets in here as well. Hope you'll join me for this one. It's just a quick one, I think. It's just a quick one this week, and we'll keep moving on. Thanks all. Now, as I said, I was just going to bring you along whenever I went to do something. I've missed a few steps. We'll go back through those. But I've just got to this little envelope. All right, so it's one of our longer envelopes that we've popped into our signature. So I want to pop something on here, and I've got a piece of book paper, which is actually from this book as well, and I've just trimmed it down to make a pocket in here with the chapter number up the top. I like doing things like that, saves me putting extra numbers on them, things like that. But I want some colour behind it. So it'll have a tag or a journal card in it, like, I don't know, something, I don't know, I've got others sitting on my desk where I've been playing around during the week. So, you know, it would have something in here, but I still want a colour or something behind there. So I don't necessarily want just a stamp. So I've pulled out my serviettes. Now, these are our sheets, okay, but we've got this rusty colour in here. I've been looking around and I haven't got anything in these greens. Quite a few serviettes, but nothing in these greens. But I did have this one. Now, this has this rusty colour going in it. And I quite like this, which gives a little bit going on and a little bit of this rusty. But whether it's going to fit or not is another thing. So what I'm just going to do is pull this apart. These ones are only a 2-ply, so they're nice and easy to pull apart. Like so. Chuck that bit over there. And I want something in here. So the easiest way I find to take out some serviette is with a water brush. Okay, so I'm just going to run along here. I'm going to go about down there. I'm going to take it bigger than I need it, and then I can work out where I want it to. So I've just got a rough square in there, and then this will just peel off. Okay, it's the easiest way to get something out of a serviette without having to cut it or try and just tear it, especially if you're trying to tear serviette. Just put a little bit of water on there with a water brush, or just a normal brush with a little bit of water. So I've got this. Something in that down there. Oh look, that's a perfect fit. Sometimes I scare myself. This in here, like so, will give a little bit of that rust coming through. I don't mind that this is larger, but it'll blend into that, give me a little bit of something going on and a little bit of colour. So, glue stick I find is the easiest for these, and we just want a piece of scrap. That's not scrap. I had a big piece of scrap here a minute ago. Oh, alright, hang on, pull out another piece of scrap. I've got an old book page, so I'm just going to slot that under there so that I don't get any of my glue stick on the other page. And I'm just going to take it all the way up. It'll dry, so that's fine. I'm not too concerned about having glue on the rest of it. I know it doesn't need to come all the way down. If I need to put a little bit more on there, I can use my normal white glue. I'm just going to sit this on here. Try and go straight before it dries too much, starting at the top, and then I'm going to smooth it down, because it doesn't matter how far down it comes, but I don't really want it further up the top. I like using serviette because I like how it folds over on itself. It gives me a little bit of texture. So I'm just smoothing that down. I'll now grab my cloth and I'll give that further smooth down. Move that one now. Going through. So you can see the start of this colour coming through the serviette. Napkin, serviette, I don't know, wherever you are in the world, they're called different things. But you know what it is that I'm using. Okay. So there's that. It just brings a little bit of colour into it, focusing on the colours that we're already using. This one will sit down here and I can glue that in now. Well, I'll give it a little bit because this is still a little bit wet down here and I don't want to glue this in just yet because it'll adhere this bit. So I'm just going to set that in there and we can work on the other side. And the other side we might do the same sort of thing. We might again utilise that serviette and find just, let's have a look at that bit because this bit's smaller. So I can get rid of that green or just leave a little bit of that green in because it's a fair... I'm pointing over here to where my sheets are and you're not there. Sorry. So it's a different colour green, but it's still fairly similar. So we'll move that one. We'll get our water brush out again. We'll get these two on. Then we'll have a little... Let's put the lid on our glue before we put serviette everywhere. So I'm just going to take this about there and down to there, and then I can rearrange it from that. Down that one. Alright, now we'll move that one. I want a little bit of a torn edge down here as well, so that's fine. We'll have a look and see how we're going size-wise. That gives me room to tear a little bit down there. Again, I don't have to worry about the bottom because the bottom will have a pocket on it. It's the easiest way to work with serviette when you're working with water. There we go. How's that? So let's have a look. Okay, that will fit in there nicely. Oh, look, if it squishes up a little bit, that'll be fine. It'll go all the way down into that. And that'll go there. So that's fine. We will use our sheet again, just to make sure that we don't get it on anything else. And we're only wanting to go up to here. So, where's there a little piece of scrap? Here we go. I don't want it over onto this bit. So as I work my way up there, I can move that scrap as I go. I'm going to bring that down there. Fairly close to my signature edge. Put that way over there now so that I can lay this in. Let's have a look. Again, starting at the top, and I'm going to start here and there because I can squash it all the way in to the signature piece. I'm just going to slowly smooth it down with my finger. Like so. Then I'll get my cloth and finish it off. Push a little bit more than rub, because until it's all adhered down, we don't want it to tear. Now I need more glue under here because I didn't put any. Couldn't quite remember where it came to. There we go. Oh, a little bit in there. And I want to get it off there because I've just put it down that side like that. Right. So both of those similar but slightly different. But off the one serviette, I'm just choosing out the areas that I want with them. That bit's dry. We can glue that bit on there for another little pocket that we can make our tags for coming up. Grab that one. Like so. And I'm going around those ones. Straight down. Trying to talk as much as I can. My husband's on the drums in the other room, so if you can hear some banging, that's what that is. Right. That's that one done. Lay that on its side. hearing that roundabout centred. Okay, that's that one. I'm quite happy with that one. It's a really nice colour in that. So in this one we can do a similar sort of thing. We could do it in the music page. Oh, hang on, music page. My music pages are fairly fragile because they are very vintage, and those ones are very fragile. So let's go back to this book. Love that colour. I don't like that. I do have a piece that was cut off this, so we could stamp something on that. That might make that even nicer. So we'll just work out. It's not straight. Not straight by 1 iota, because it was an old book. They are never straight, I find. I'm going to chop that about there. If you look at this, it's nothing like straight, but we'll go as we can. See how we go. Down there. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to go just below that 1/2 inch mark, just below that 1/2 inch mark. Oh look, it wasn't that bad out of whack. So we need something going on with that one. That can make our pocket in here for something to go in. We still get the greenery up here, the rusty colour from those leaves, so that's fine. And we want something to go on there, which for me will be a stamp, won't it? It's always a stamp. So I'm just reaching over here. I've got some labels here, which none of those really fit. Oh, the top of that will. Southern Railway dining car. No. I've got stamps out everywhere because I've been playing, always playing. So let's have a look at some of these ones. These ones I find are really good because they tend to go with anything without being too, what's the word I want? Oh, I didn't put the lid back on that glue, did I? There we go. I want something that's going to fit this. This milk of sulphur might be nice. First National Bank. No, I found the one I want. Found it. That will fit that beautifully, won't it? Yep, let's go that way. It still gives us a little bit of room for some embellishing still on it. And we'll have a look. Pop that under my mat there. Pop that onto a block. We're stamping in sepia, which is what we've done with the majority of this journal. Shut that up properly. Now, it was that way up, wasn't it? Yes. And then we might just ink around it just to bring that ink back up. Yeah, that fits that beautifully. See if we've got any ink left on this blender. And then we can glue that down. And then we'll jump back on a moment's time. Actually, I have to go cook tea, I think. It's getting awfully dark outside. I think I'm the right way up. Okay, down. I do love old book page. I love it to stamp on. I love it to use. I have a full container of just the plain parts of books where I've been gutting a book. Just go a little bit further down there. And you get those plain pages, or mostly plain pages. I'll tear them out, and I've just got a container of those so that I can go back to them at all times for stamping on. Right, pushing that down. Right, so there's that one, all ready to go. Matches all in with our colours, and then we can use the rest of our pages just to do our tags. So this one will have a tag in here, and a journal card, probably with a tab, I'm thinking, sticking out of there. Okay, so now that we've done that part of our serviette, let's now work on the plain part of our serviette. So we're going to go over to one of our other bags or envelopes. So that's this one. It was a bag that had edge on it. This side we haven't cut or done anything. I was still debating about whether we were going to use a top one or a side one. I'm thinking we're going to use a side one, and I'm going to use my pinking shears to give me the same edge down it. But I'll do that once I've popped my serviette on it. So what I want for these ones are large serviettes that are going to cover the lot. And I'm not going to have a pocket on the front with the other one, like I did with the other one. So I've grabbed two stamps out, bigger, larger, you know what I mean, larger stamps. One is a sample stamp. Now both these stamps came from Witchcraft Do You Do. You know, I love their bits and pieces. So that's this one. That should fit on there beautifully. So instead I could stamp it straight onto the bag. Where's the fun in that? So I'm going to stamp that on the serviette and pop that on there. And the other one I thought I'd use was this one, which is another one from Witchcraft Do You Do, but it's a woodware craft collection. And I don't know if this one has a name. Ephemera background. Now, you can see I've used this one quite a bit because it's quite stained. I quite like this. And it has the butterfly. Both of these have the butterflies in them to match up with the rest of everything else that's going on in this range. So both of those I'm going to stamp on my plain serviette. So all I'm going to do with this one is I'm just going to slice it down the middle. Well, slice it with my water brush straight down the middle so that I've got it in more manageable parts. And I'm actually going to sit them on my Misty, which is my stamping platform, just in case I need to give it two goes. So I'm just going to slice this one straight down like so, like that. So I've got two bits here. Now I'm going to need, that will fit, because I don't necessarily want, you know, with the serviette you've got that embossed edge with it. I don't want too much of that, so I should get both of these out of this piece. So we'll take it down here, straight down. I love stamping on my serviettes if I can't quite find the right thing. Sometimes it's nice to use picture products that are at your front part, but it's always great to use these. So I've just got the little Misty. I've got two of these. Now this one I'm just going to, I'll go that way so that I don't get too much of that embossed area. I'm going to set that down there so that I can get it straight on, and I'm looking at using that one. So we'll peel this off. I'm thinking this one fits in here. Some of them don't because it is only the small Misty. No, that'll fit. If I go right down there, I can still use where I've torn it along there, and I'm not getting too much of that. So I'm not going to be able to use my magnetic sheet though for it, so we'll see how we go. But it'll mean I can push this down fairly well. Whether it sticks to this serviette or not is another thing. Yeah. So it's going to be a one shot. One shot. All right, so what I'm going to use is peat moss. So again, it goes into those greens, so it'll give me a little bit of colour. Now this is an archival ink and a permanent ink. It's going to be fairly light on here, and I'm hoping, well, if it doesn't work, we'll redo it into a different colour. Whether it shows through that bag enough. So I'll just give it a really good ink up. Right, let's see how we go with this. Give it a really good push. Just work my thumbs around it. This is a nice, sturdy, clear stamp, so giving it a really good push is not, I'm not going to worry, I don't have to worry about the stamp actually flattening out. Sometimes with your clear stamps, you'll find some of them, look, and it used to be those that were a poor quality, not necessarily these days, so just watch them. If they're a sturdy stamp, when you pull it out of its packet, you're going to be able to push right down on it. If they're not so much, it will flatten out and you'll lose some of your fine detail. All right, moment of truth, let's see how we go. Oh no, I like that. Now, I forgot I've got some stickies on there where I haven't been able to use my magnet. So let's see how that looks on that. Is that my bag? That's my bag. Yeah, no, that's going to work all right, isn't it? Just to bring in a little bit of colour, let's do our other one while we're here. And our other one, ooh. So you can see this one is a really good, thick quality clear stamp. So our other one, which is our sample one, and this one's a really thick one as well. And I've used this one a fair bit, but you can see I tend to just use that bit. So let's see how we go. I'm going to stick with the same colour again and back to this one. And I'm not too concerned that there's half imprints of butterflies on there. This one's slightly smaller. So if I go there, like so. Right. I'm going to need to hang on to all of that as I go down, because it does want to hang on to the serviette. Right, same colour. Let's just muck around with this one actually. Let's go with that colour. So I'm just going all over it again with this colour, which is peat moss. But I might just chuck in a few extra colours. If you're doing this, you can just keep restamping. With this, because it's the serviette and I can't restamp because I can't hold it down, I'm going to go to a slightly darker colour now. And let's go into... There's none of that in this, is there? Let's go into my sepia, and I'm just going to pop some colour. So not everywhere, just in little bits, just to bring in some sepia as well. We're going to go down, push that, same as before. Give it a good fine push. If you've got one of those little handle things, then use that. I've got one. But for the life of me, I can't see it here. It's here somewhere. I reckon I've put it in a drawer for safekeeping. You know the one? Those drawers. We've all got them. Let's put it there. That'll be special. And we never see it again. All right, let's have a look and see how this one's come out. So you can see, if I bring that one up as well, you can see I've got the green, and I've got little bits of brown in here as well. I quite like doing that on them. Just brings out a little bit of different colour as we go. So that's that one, that's that one. Let's put them aside and let's organise how to get these on. Put those ones away. Close that. This one, of course, is going this side. The other one is going that side. So I like this bottom section. Oh, I can take that right up to the top. Take it out to there. Oh, this whole thing's going to fit beautifully. So I'm just going to get my pen and just wiggle it up around there. All right, like so. Exactly the same as we did for our other bit. I'm just taking it right across there. We'll check this in a minute. I know it was down around that. And I'm going to use my pinking shears, as I said before. So if this goes over the page, it's not going to matter too much. Right, let's see how we're going size-wise for that one. Oh, very nice actually. Look at that. I like that. Let's get that one stuck on there now. With my scrap that I had, here it is. Once again, pop your scrap in so that you're not hitting the rest of your pages. We'll glue down all of this. Right, close as we can to the edge. Slide that in a little bit further. Right, cross, down. See, I'm back to my blue glue, which means I can see where I'm going. Right, pull that one out, and it was this one. Gently pop it over, bring it down. We can bring it down, yep. And grabbing my cloth that I had before, just giving it a good push. I'm going to use my cloth to wipe out some of that other while it dries. But if it's not in big globs, it'll dry quicker, won't it? There we go, that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. And once that blue dries from underneath it, it's going to come up an absolute treat. That way you get the most from your serviettes, and again with your stamps. So that's that side. Come over a little bit, but that's all right. Now I'm going to grab a piece from my glue book for this one, because that's starting to get quite gunky. Set that in there. Going in here. Let's have a look and see where we're going to take this one. About the same. Set that way. Go around this one with our water pen. You know what I mean anyway, don't you? Right, there's that one. Let's see, I can't quite remember whether it took all of it up the top or not, so we'll have a look. Let's have a look, see where we're going. Don't want to go too close, so I can take a little bit more off there and a little bit off that bottom piece. Beautiful. Flick that back over. So this one's just a little bit down here. Don't worry about straight lines. If you were worried about straight lines, you wouldn't be tearing it, so. Okay, a bit. Move that. Down there. All right, we'll glue that one in. Back with our glue. Pull up the sleeves so I've got some actual space with my arms. Right. Now you can do this with Mod Podge, you can do this with a watered down PVA glue, any of those sorts of things, and just brush it on if you like. I just tend to use my glue stick. Never found I've had a problem with it, so. Right. Here we go. Vaguely sit you on. Push you down, move you out from there. Pushing down, clearing up some of my wrinkles, but as I said before, I like the wrinkles in these. Right, so as I said before, the blue will go. Now I'm just going to slice up here with my good old pinking shears that I've had. I can't tell you how long I've had these. I bought these when I was at Tech, so 30 odd, nearly 40 years ago I reckon. Look at that, not straight but there. So this should now undo. So now I've got it that side and I've got it like it on the other side as well, so that'll match up, but they'll dry. So while they're drying, we'll come back and finish off a little bit more in a moment. Okay, so that's dried. Well, I've been away anyway. So now you can see you'll get just a little bit of brown from the actual paper bag that it was on come through. You've got your stamping on there, and the one on the other side has come up an absolute treat. I think that one's my favourite. So one more for tonight's lesson. It is tonight now. But what I want to do is, you know how we did this one last week? So we had lots of these flip over pages. So this one we added one of our border ones. What I want to do is one of these other flip over pages. Here we go. So you'll notice I just don't start at the start and work my way through. I'll jump all over the place depending on what mood I'm in at the time. So this is just another one of these flip over pages right towards the end. What I want to do with this one though is make it a pocket. But if I make that a pocket like that, it's fairly far up. Yes, I could trim it back to get things in and out. What I can do, I'm just going to turn it over and I'm going to fold that bit up just to about there, somewhere so that it's fairly straight. I don't want perfectly straight because I don't do perfectly straight. Right, so what I've got there is this. I'm going to glue this bit down, this bit, and then these bits, which gives me a pocket in here and a pocket in here. These ones make great bookmark pockets, and it's always nice to have a bookmark in your journal as well. So this is this one. I plan on putting just some of our, what do you call it? Music sheet. That's it, because I've got some pages of that in there anyway. But I want to pop some in here as well, and then some on this section. Don't know about this, but one of the pages in our paper pad that we're using is this one, and it's a full page so far. I haven't used any of it because I knew I wanted to use it for something large. And I like this with the gramophone on it. So with our book page going on this, I plan to trim that down to about that to make a large journaling card that will sit in this pocket, and then it'll all tie in with the music page as well. So without further ado, we'll get on to that one. Now I've got a couple of these. Again, they're just offcuts. Luckily they have the number on them, so I know which way up they go, which is always handy. We might have the lighter one at the top and the deeper one, yeah, like that on the inside, I'm thinking. So I'll put that one away. I need a piece that's going to go in here, so if I just trim that off there, where's my ruler? We'll just take that across there, take it up just a little bit. I do like that 77, so he will be used later on. We need this, do I give it a border top and bottom? I might not with this size, with these two, and I might keep them going. I don't know, I'm just working it out as I go. So if I take it down to that one, which gives us a little bit less mucking around, because if I can trim it off, I can trim it off, that's fine. This needs to be around about there. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to sit that in there. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, remember. And if I fold that back to about there, that's going to be about the size that I need this to go. So let's just have a look at that, which is about on that. So we'll grab the trimmer, which is now underneath all my other stuff. Sit that in there. We'll trim that down there, which is on about 1.5 inches. So we'll stick to that. Keep those there because I will use those. Let's have a look. This one should just adhere to that. Is that going to foul that at all? No, it's not. So that's good. I'm going to ink. I'm going to ink when it's on there. So that makes it even easier. So we'll grab our glue stick again, turn that upside down. I actually like that side better. Turning that over, I like that side better. So we're going to go that side, which means I'll glue this side. There's more music notes, the more going on for this little piece, because it's only a little highlight piece. I think the better. I'm turning that round that way. Turning it around that way so that my eyes can see it. Make sure I'm going the right way up. Right in the edge. Like so. Smooth that out. And then I can trim off my top section, can't I? A pair of scissors, yes. Trim that bit off. Like so. That goes down there. That will go up there. Yes, I like that better. So I'm going to ink that one. Just on the edge, just so that it really stands out on this backing page. Or the backing page at the moment. I may yet change that. Who knows? Not me. Do I want... I'm thinking I want a little bit of a gap on that one, just so that they don't blend in too much, so that they're cohesive. They join together, but without actually just becoming one. So if I ink that, which makes that stand out, and then my little piece that I have in here is narrower. That's about this one. Let's have a look. If I do that an inch wide, that will give me a little bit of a gap all the way through. So that will work down there. All right, let's take that off before I lose my number one again. I'm just going to go straight down here and then an inch over. So if I find my ruler, there. Now my ruler should be about an inch anyway. These metal ones usually are. Let's double check. Or is it going to be over? Nope, that ruler is an inch. So I'm just going to sit that ruler on there. I want that end. Like so. And I'm just going to tear straight up there. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Yep, see how it's just given that little bit of a gap so that they show. If I bring that closer, maybe you'll see. Okay, can you see the gap now? Right, do I have that music up the right way? Yes, I do. I can see a word there. What I'll need to do is ink this because I can't ink it on the page. Now I need to be careful because it's fairly fragile, this one, so I'm holding it quite well with that hand, so that I'm trying not to rip it. And I'm just really rubbing that straight down the edge. I don't want a whole pile of it on there. I just want it to give that border so that it stands out like so. And then the same on the bottom. So it's really going to go just to the edge of those. Kind of straight. Kind of straight. All right, about there. Like that and like that. Yep, beautiful. And that little bit down there. So that one can be inked up. No, why do I do that each time? It actually can be glued up. So we'll glue that, pop that on. Sit that round there. Down like so. That was about an even border all the way around, but since it's a glue stick, I can move it if I need to. I'm just going to push that down like so. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I've got too much mess on my desk. Right, so technically I can stick that one down onto that one now. Let's have a look. Keep this going again. Yep. So I'm just going to go straight up there. Here it comes. Well, it did. There it is. And down to this one as well. That can sit down there. That will then glue across the top of there and down the bottom of that one, which will give us our pocket. So if you can see there, that'll give us our pocket in there. Like I was saying, makes a great bookmark posse. And then we've just got to adhere down here. Now, do we want to do anything in here? Have anything going on in there? We could go back to our stamps again. Or are you all getting sick to death of my stamps? So, that's going to go in there like so. Just so I can work out the size for this one, so I can trim it and have a look and see what it looks like in there. 4 inches was probably going to be a good size. That gives 2.5 inches left on this sheet for another tag, doesn't it? That means we get, you know, that's a good size, and it's a lovely grungy looking tag. So that's this one. That will go in there like so. May need a little bit taken off the top once these are glued in, but it's still, you can still get in and out of that one fine. So probably doesn't need anything else on the other side, because we can have secret journaling sitting down here. Might just pop something in there. I've just had a thought. Fairly certain I've got a gramophone. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Clocks there. I do. It's actually the gramophone that went with this set. So let's see if we can actually do that. Oh, move that round there. If I just even sit it in there like that, that will cover it, and then it's there when we open out our journaling card and take that off. So if I sit that in there like so, and this is the other reason why I haven't glued this bit down yet. So we will grab, our push mat just under there, just to give us a little bit of oomph. Right on the edge there. It might have to come over a little bit. Double check that it's still in there. That's where my push mat goes. Don't think it's going to go any... No, it's not. All right, so we'll go that way. You're going to fit on that block? It will fit on that block. Don't you love it when in the first block you grab, it'll fit? All right, swing it this way. And we're going to... Look, I've got a line down there, so I can line that up with the bottom part. We're going to go sepia again, because that's what we've been using. All right, straight down. We will pop this one on. Go down there. That's straight. How's it looking from your end? On my end, it's kind of looking there. Give him a good push. Like so. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Right, so that's that one. That's that one. That's going to sit in there. I'm going to trim off just a little tip off that to make it a little bit easier to go in. Look, and I've probably taken off 1/4 inch. That's about all. Going to glue those ones down now. And how's that for a quick page? So we're just literally going to go down here. All we've got left to do on that is our bookmark, but it's one of those thin ones that we can see what we've got left at the end. It's even something we can do a collage with our bits and pieces that are left to actually, probably should have inked that bit, that's all right. It's something we can use with a collage to build up something to fit in there. That one's going to go in there. That's a better size. Like that. How easy was that page? That's awesome. So, you know how I was folding those pages when we were doing our signatures and we were popping them in, and a lot of them I'd just fold over? That's 2 different ways that you can use them without just turning them straight into a flip out. There we go. And that one. How's that? So that's 3 or 4, So we've done that one. We've done that one. We've done that one. And we did the other side of that, didn't we? Oh, I think I did that during the week. I don't know whether I brought you with me for that one or not. I can't quite remember. I'm sorry if I haven't. What else have we done? Oh, that one. It was that one, wasn't it? So yes, and the other side of that one was already done because I may have done that last week or I may have done it this week. I'm starting to forget which weeks I've done them in. All right. Until next time, we'll get some more done. I will try and get some more out during the week. And I know I keep saying that. Doesn't happen. But you never know. You never know. I'm going to put some butterflies or something down there as well. All right. Until next time. Thanks, guys. And, yeah, happy crafting. Bye.